Okay, so there's this customer, right? And they suck, just suck, right? Knock on their door, and they want a complete and total breakdown of an estimate. So exactly what you're going to send to the insurance company, exactly what, you know, line item by line item. They want it all. And they won't give you the scope, right? So what do you do with that? Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to fix this situation, okay? Buy a roof order or an Eagle View, or get on Beacon and buy their Eagle View, right? Send it to us with all the information that you've got, right? We're going to build out with Xactimate the complete and total breakdown of the estimate. Now here's the thing, guys. Let's say they have the scope, but they're not willing to share it with you. And you always tell them that the insurance company is going to end up paying more than what the insurance company says at the beginning. So let's just say it's a $10,000 roof, but the insurance company is actually going to pay about 15, 12, 13, 12.5, somewhere around there because of supplements. Okay, so you have the Eagle View, and then you have everything that you can pull. You know, any pictures, anything like that. We take it and we build it out, but we add everything that we would have added at the beginning or at the end with the supplements. So it's almost like doing supplements on the front end, okay? A lot of roofing companies, they have more money than maybe other roofing companies, right? So let's say you've got a smaller roofing company and you're always chasing the money. But there's other roofing companies that will fight for the money on the front end. So instead of doing supplements, they do estimates on the front end. They send it to the insurance company, they get it approved, and then they know what they're working with instead of doing it on the back end with the supplements and everything and hoping to God that it gets approved, you know. So let's say they're missing 3 line items and the 3 line items are worth $1,500, okay? One's 400, the other one's 400, and then the other one is 700, right? So you look at that and you're like, they look at that and they're like, okay, we're going to buy this. Now here's the thing. You have this customer, he's an engineer, he, you know the type, right? And he wants a breakdown of everything that you're going to do, right? So you explain to them that it's going to cost a little tiny bit more than what the insurance company says. He doesn't believe you. That's how it works, right? So what you do is you say, listen, if we give you an estimate and the estimate is for X, will you go with the estimate? And get them to say yeah, you know, and send it to the insurance company and have the insurance company or have the homeowner send it to the insurance company and say, this is what it's going to cost, you know, and then get them to recoup the money and then go and pick up the money. That is a different way of being able to do roofing, okay? And a lot of people, they go with just what the insurance company is willing to pay. But you've got supplements on the back end, or you can build out the estimate on the front end and then send it in and get it approved, you know, and then whatever the amount is that they approve is the contracted price. So how much does that cost? Okay, you send us that, we do it, we build it completely out, and you found $1,500, right? You pay us $100. Okay, so what if it's only $500? Okay, so we find $500 extra that gets approved, and then you give us $100. That's $4, right? If you make $400 a day, 5 days a week, that's $100,000 a year, right? That's how it breaks down, right? So you want to make at least $100 a day, so, or $400 a day. So the thing is even if it's a crappy deal where you're only making $500, you're still making $400. But what if it's a giant 52 square roof with so much stuff still on it, and the adjuster went out there and they left so much stuff out? Then we're going to find $5,000-$6,000. We find $5,000 or $6,000. You turn it in and you get $4,000 of those dollars approved. How much are you going to pay us? $100. So if you know how to do the math in your head, you're like, oh, but you're sitting there. A lot of you are sitting there and you're like, then I got to buy Eagle View. Then I got to pay you $100. How much money are you going to make? You're going to make $600, $300, $200, $1,200, $800, or $500, right? So if you send us 100, you're going to make that spread, right? But you're only going to pay us $100. And then if there's nothing on top, then we're going to say, don't worry about it. So there's no way that you can lose. You can only gain. So when they say, I want to estimate, say, okay, but explain to them what it would be like. Explain the full process and sell. And that's the thing that might be your problem. You might not be able to sell. You might not be able to articulate it. You might look ridiculous when you try to explain situations like this. But the thing is the more you do it, the better you get. So you look at them and you say, listen, either I make the money, the roofers make the money, or here you go. Let's do this. You go to a farmer's market, right? And you buy some apples. The apples cost more than they cost at Walmart. Homeowner's like, yeah. You're like, okay, so which one would you rather support? The farmer's market, the little guy, or Walmart? Makes sense, right? They're going to be like, of course I'm going to support, the little guy, right? Because Walmart is, the monster, right? So then you look at that and then you say, look, I'm the little guy. I got a smaller roofing company. I'm only doing 800 roofs a year, right? Now, you can leave the money on the table, so State Farm or American Family or Amica or Texas Farm Bureau, whoever is going to keep that money, okay? Or we can maximize this claim out. We can get it approved because we're using Xactimate. And Xactimate has codes. You have code upgrades. Let's play a game and let's build out a deal. Awesome. Cool. So then you're playing. Then you're really going into it and you're making sense. First things first, they're going to think that your estimate's going to come in lower. So you have to explain to them why it's probably going to end up being more, because Xactimate has the codes. The codes, once you put it in, and then you put the codes into the system, then you sit there and you're like, look, they didn't pay for drip edge. They didn't pay for X. They didn't pay for this. They didn't pay for this. So why are they missing all that? Because it should cost more. Let's build out a deal. And then they're like, wow, I didn't even know this. Of course you didn't know it. Like me, right? I go to a Harley dealership, right? And I'm trying to fix my Harley that I don't really have. So I don't know all the stuff. Just like the homeowner doesn't know the stuff. Like, what are the different types of carpet that you can put into your house? I'm not a carpet person. The normal layperson that you're knocking on their door, they don't know about carpet, but they're going to act like they do. They're going to act like they know about roofs. I did this 8 years ago, so I know. Stupid, right? And you can show them this video. You can show the homeowner this video and you can be like, look, it always is going to cost more. The insurance company is skimping on you. they've got this much money in the pot, but it should be a little tiny bit more. And you sit there and you look at that and you're like, why don't you get this? Why don't you understand? And then you do the estimate, or we do the estimate for you using Xactimate. We put in your logo, we put in your address, we put in the phone number, we put everything in like how it's supposed to. For the homeowner, for everything. And then you end up looking like you know what the heck you're doing. And nobody else will play that game. Like, let's say you're going against 3 guys. How many of those guys are actually going to come back with a real estimate? Think about it, guys. You're going to look like the pro. And then send it into the insurance company, have the conversation, explain to them that they left out this, and then they're going to be like, okay, cool. But have the conversation with the homeowner, with the homeowner in the room. They're going to be like, wow, so you just got me an extra $3,000. Let's do this. All right? Think about it. You can do it on the front end, or you can send us supplements on the back end for $1,500 or for $150. So it's $100 on the front end, it's $150 on the back end. And all we need is an Eagle View, and all we need is as much information as you can give us. We'll input everything into the computer because we're computer humans, right? Which a lot of people aren't. We got the account. It's $100. Super simple, but kind of complex. But when we maximize these claims for you, you're going to end up winning on the front end every time. And then you can build out, you can build out the deal. Everything's cool, and you're going to be rolling. And then you're like, how much do I owe you? $100 flat. That's another thing. A lot of these other guys that we compete against, they're like, I want a percentage. So they're in your books. I don't want to be in your books. I don't want to know about how much money you're making, what you're doing. Like, that's none of my business, Like, what if I was in your, hey, I want to work for you, but I want to be in your books, and I want to try to figure this out, and I want to fight with you on money. Just give me $100. And if I can't make you more than 100, I'm just going to give it back. Just do the deal with this, because the magical adjuster bought everything that he was supposed to. Said no roofing contractor on earth. Because why would they? Because if you're a really good adjuster, you're not going to pay for everything. That's how you're trained. The best adjuster on earth is skimping on you. Skimping on the homeowner. Would you rather pay Walmart, or would you rather pay the farmer's market down the street on the corner? Pay the freaking farmer's market. Let's make the world actually work.